All right, it looks like we are going, baby. Welcome to another week of In the Studio Live. Yeah, every week we just keep trying to one-up each other from the previous one. This is actually going to be part 2. So last week I was in the studio. We were working on a song by my buddy Ian Bell. It's a post-hardcore track. It's sounding pretty awesome. We got a little into the weeds. And what ended up happening, oh great, here we go. The cat's out of the bag now. So, yeah, we got a little too into the weeds, and yeah, I didn't finish the track. But this week, I'm going to be doing guitars and finishing up the rest of the, like gluing everything together, and it's gonna sound awesome. So my goal for this is to be a lot more engaging. So if you are new to this live stream, thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what kind of music you make or whatever. Or if you have questions about what I'm doing, ask. If you want to make fun of me, ask. Like it's totally fine. Like this is gonna be a fun dialogue. We're gonna be bouncing back and forth between different screens, so if you have questions about something, like, don't hesitate to ask. And I've added this cool little chat feature so everybody can talk together and see what each other is saying. So let me know if you're logged in. Say hi in the chat because I want to make sure all this stuff is working and that you guys can see everybody. So again, this is not just a one-way conversation between you to me. It can be between you and someone on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever. So it's just going to be a good time. We're just hanging out. So Anthony says, what's the worst beer I've ever had? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. There was a Saison. I can't remember what brewery it was. But it was during Riot Fest in Chicago. And it was raining and cold, and I just wanted a beer, and we got the Saison, and it was really bad. And it ruined that whole style of beer for me, actually. And it's funny that you say this, Anthony, because that's a nice segue to today's beer of the week. I'm going to call it, I don't know. If you guys can think of a better name than beer of the week, let me know. But we are drinking DC Brau Continuing Resolution tonight. So this is an IPA. Yeah, that's right. I got a beer cam, and it's like upgraded AF. So, but yeah. Anyways, this beer is it's a IPA with Calypso, Strata, and El Dorado hops. So let me get that zoom lens here. We're gonna dive into this. I'm trying hard. One of these days, someone is going to sponsor me, and they're going to just send me a 6-pack awesome beer so I can drink it during my show and tell you guys about it. But if you're in the DC area, check out DC Brau. They're amazing. So how dare I do that without beer cam? Yum. It's super smooth. It is sweet, but not too sweet. It's just like subtly there. So I think it's going to be like super drinkable, which is important since that's a tall boy. And I don't want to get tired of this beer too quickly. So I would give it a 4 out of 5. And I wish I had like a cool animation to like go on the screen for this thing, but whatever. Isaiah, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, homie. All right. So without further ado, let me just give you a little sample of where we left off from last week. So bring the session in. But first, I'm kind of thirsty today. That's right. Oh, look at that product placement. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, what's up? We got people from Twitch, we got people from Facebook. This is awesome, man. This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. We got Hypnotic Audio. What's going on, my man? And Isaiah is always here showing love. So thank you so much for stopping by, Isaiah. So Isaiah's crushing it, man. He's out in Austin. He's working for the producer named Machine, who's done like all of my favorite bands, most notably Lamb of God. So Isaiah is mixing stuff for what's called Machine Shop Live, which is machines, like he brings in bands and then they do like a live session, they record it, and I think Machine mixes it. It sounds killer. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's called Machine Shop Live. It's pretty awesome. All right, so this is where we left off last week. Oh, Mike, what's up, homie? So we never got to these guitars. All we got to was the drums and the bass. So this is what we did. That sucks if... Let me actually get you guys some drums here. Whew, there it is. All right. See, I need to do something where it's like every time it goes to beer cam, like there's like a cheers or something. You know what I mean? And I'm worried that really soon beer cam is going to turn into a drinking game, but whatever. All right, so we have DIs. Okay, so this is what we're working with the guitars. Let me just play them. Sir Floofin, what's going on? All the way from Twitch. Welcome. All right, so we got DIs. So I'm curious, if you guys are here and you do, if you play guitar or you mix music, what do you do with your DIs? What amp sims do you guys use? Or do you, or are you one of those like awesome people that can send it out of your DAW and into an amp? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. I'll tell you what I do is, I just put everything through STL Tones Will Putney because it is like the best metal guitar plugin ever made. Oh my God. Hold on. Time out. Anthony. You want me to put a GoPro on the beer can? That is a horrible idea and an amazing idea at the same time. All right, so Tone Forge. Yeah, you know what? Tone Forge has surprised me sometimes. I use Guilty Pleasure occasionally. All right, let me just show you. This Will Putney plugin is stupid. Like, you don't have to do anything. It's like cheating if you're a guitar player. All right, I literally like usually don't even do any EQing. Like I'm not. It's all at 12. Like I'm not changing any dials here. That's the 5150. I mean, let me get to like an actual part where there's some notes here. So this song kind of has like an Underoath feel to me, and so I just immediately gravitated towards this. I mean, that sounds gnarly. I'm not doing anything. Okay, I lied. I guess this is what are these things? 808? No, what am I saying? What is this pedal called? The one, yeah, it is 808. Like the Tube Screamer pedal. I just have it like just a little tiny bit of gain, 0.5. Just kind of bring out a little brightness. But that's it, dude. I'm not doing anything with this plugin, and it sounds awesome. So, like, let me throw this on both channels. So, I do want to talk about a trick, but first, I want to mention some things. So, okay, so Mike, Hypnotic Audio says he's working on an album where he used Jason Richardson, Misha, Guilty Pleasure, and Hellraiser all at once. Like, on different, like Rhythm's got one, and then Lead's got another one. Or like you literally stacked them and then threw like a cabinet impulse at the end. You got to let me know. I bet you, and I will say, I bet you use Jason Richardson for the leads because that thing is killer on leads. All right, so let's throw this other Putney on that side. So now we got our guitars. Wow, that was hard. Okay, live stream's over. Time for a drink. Boom, beer cam. Oh man, this is gonna get way too insane. Right? Like that's the right tone for the song, I feel like. All right, so there is one trick I want to talk about. Okay, so this might be me, and I'm really curious if you guys do this too, so let me know. So we have the guitar tone we like. So I put the amp sim on this channel, but this plugin has a really cool reverb. And it's like one of those like octave shimmer type reverbs in the pedals section. And so I love to use this, but if you have like hard pan guitars and you put this on this track and then you left pan it, your reverb gets mono. Okay, it goes all on the left side. You lose all of like the cool like traveling effect of it. Now, what I like to do is I'll actually put a copy of the STL plugin on like the whole left guitar bus, okay? And I turn everything off. So let me show you. So like the amp is turned off. Cabs are turned off. Yeah, so right here. So we turn the amp off, turn the cabinet off, and then I turn the EQ off, and the only thing I have on is pedals, and it's this reverb pedal. And by doing this, now we have a stereo reverb. And so you get a little bit more, the image doesn't sound quite as fake. It sounds bigger than it would if it was all pan left. So let me just show you quickly. And then I'm going to jump into the chat because we got some more people talking about stuff. So like, check it out. So if we just put the pedal, the reverb on the guitar channel that's pan left, listen how it's just kind of boring, right? Okay. So yeah, it's just hanging out on the left side, right? That sucks. It's not real. Like the real world doesn't work that way, right? Our right ear is going to hear something, you know? All right. So let me show you what it's like when we add it to now this bus, okay? Let me just make sure I'm not doing anything dumb. All right, cool. Pedals. All right, now check it out. You hear how now it's... Right? I mean, that's stereo now. But if you just dial it in a tiny, tiny bit, it does this weird thing where like psychoacoustically it just feels better, but you don't really hear it, you don't know why, and it feels like there's more space then. I guess maybe if there's a super dense mix or something, or you need to be like really, really, really tight, maybe it makes sense to have the reverb hang out on the left side so it's not messing with anything else. But for a track like this, I don't know, man. I think this is the way to do it. Do you guys do that at all? Let me know. And in the meantime, beer cam. All right. Let me see. All right. So we got some people talking. All right. What do we got? I can see people. Okay. I can see. Oh my goodness. You can see people. Drew says he can see people overcooking the Putney plugin without realizing it. Probably, dude. I bet it sounds good if you turn the amps on, too. Let's just see. Maybe not. I don't know if they're going to not notice that. That sounds pretty awful. That's because the impulse isn't loaded, though. Yeah, I would hope you'd notice that, but you know what? I bet that would be a mistake that someone would make down the road at some point. But for right now, I haven't screwed it up, so I'm going to keep doing it that way. All right, so Hypnotic Audio says, I duplicated the rhythm tracks 4 times, and they're all doing it simultaneously. Oh my God. That is huge. That's insane, man. But see, then when we stop, you hear the reverb just kind of travels. It moves around a little bit. Like, I love that. All right. I think we can sweeten the guitar tone a little bit more. There's some things that I'm not really digging that I think we can make pop, but in order to do that, we're going to have to dig in with EQ, and we got to bring those drums and bass in to make sure that nothing is stepping on each other's toes. Okay. Okay, so let me just pull up my EQ here. So I'm doing some roll-offs. I usually don't do this, but I felt like being weird tonight. So I have a high-pass filter at like 116 hertz. Okay, let me just show you what that's doing. It's just cleaning up the low bass. It's just tightening it up a little bit. And honestly, I think that's probably too much. I'm just going to dial it back a little bit. Because this is like a slower song, I think we can have it be a little bit more rumbly. It kind of fills it in and makes it a little bit more full and vibey. So I'm just going to put it at 100. And I'm also rolling off everything above 10K on the guitars. Some people like to have all that crap, but I don't know. Sorry, let me bring this back. It's really not even that noticeable. It's just a little bit. It's just taking that like sizzle out, if you know what I mean. And then there's a few spots that I'm noticing where I wanted to do a little bit more surgery. So there's this pretty gnarly cabinet resonance frequency that's just adding mud. It's not doing anything. Let me show you where that is. It's right around here. Hear that? It's just kind of, it's not musical. It's just like this constant like wah, 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 wah. So I'm going to get rid of that because one, it's just eating up space. It's not really adding any definition. It's not musical. And two, the snare lives right around there. So around 160 to 220 hertz is where my snare is like at its happy place. And if we get rid of stuff that's in that region, the snare's going to have a lot more pop through the mix, okay? So let me just pull that down. Like right around there, okay? And then I was hoping to bypass this, but I forgot. But then again, right around 4K, always that's where all the gnarly sizzle is. Let's get rid of that, right? That's like what your Boss distortion pedal sounds like, or your metal zone pedal that you got when you were in 4th grade and you wanted to play metal. That's what that is. We got to get rid of that. And in the meantime, it's time for a drink. All right, back to the session. So let's kill that 4K, man. Dude, I'm telling you, beer cam. Like, I need to have like a, I don't know if it should be like a wrestling bell or a boxing bell, or if it should just be like the sound of like a beer can opening. I don't know. I'll figure something out. It'll be funny. All right, so before and after, you ready? It's amazing how much this one EQ move is gonna like save this mix. Like, just instantly, it's not annoying anymore, right? Listen, right? Listen what happens when I remove it. Like, why would you ever leave that in? You know? This thing is like game changing. If you can find the cabinet resonance peak, which is like right around here for me, and then you can find where that sizzle is on the guitar and you get rid of it, like that opens up your mixer so much more stuff. So now you basically, your vocals have a place to live, okay, in the 3 to 4K range. That's where the articulation and the I can't even think of the word right now. Too much beer cam, I think, or something. I don't know. But the intelligibility of your vocal is in this region, okay? And also the snare, like the top end of the snare, the sound of like the stick hitting the actual head, that snap is like right in this range too. So if you can clear that out, your snare, man, like it's crazy because snare tone is like based on guitars, guitar tone is based on bass, and yeah, vocals and everything else, you could probably get away if you just compress it enough and add enough top end. Thank you, Voice of the Soul Studio, for the nice compliment. This shirt is quite nice. In fact, let me give you a zoom in on this, and then we'll get back to the mix. But I'm pretty sure that he made this shirt for me. In fact, I know he did because I'm very grateful. So thank you so much, Johnny, man. Appreciate it. A-Team represent, baby. But like that's it. Like this is all I do for the guitar tone on this track. Like you know, you throw everything in, it sounds good. Like we don't need to overthink it. Some people just want to, you know, do all this parallel saturation stuff. Like, I don't know, man. For this kind of thing, you just don't need to do it. Listen. Like, that sounds good to me, man. I don't know. We don't need to overthink it. But we do have a lot more stuff to do. So we have some sections of these guitars that are doubled up. Oh, snap! Hold up. I would like to draw all your attention to the chat room. Kathy Birch Balo just posted, which is Mommy B, which is my mother. So you guys, I would love for you all to give her a shout out in the chat. This is nuts. She never comes on here. This is great. For you, you know what, Mom? Here we go. Cheers to you. Beer cam. She probably has a beer. Or, what are you drinking, some whiskey? Awesome. That's fun. Welcome. Oh, snap. All right, let's get tones for this part. We have this other section. All right, so we have like a cool tapping part. So we probably want to get a little bit creative with this. Let's try using the same guitar tone, but I don't know if it's going to be the right choice right now. So I'm literally just copying and pasting it over, and then we're gonna see how it sounds. It might. It sounds pretty good. Normally, I don't like to have like leads and rhythm guitars be the same tone, but it kind of works seamlessly because these two parts go together so well. So I might leave it, but something we have to do, if this is a tapping part, man, you have to do something with some cool reverb, and you have to do something with a delay. You're not doing that, you're missing out on a big opportunity. So let's do something cool with some delays here. And again, this Will Putney plugin, dude, I'm telling you, we can just go right into the pedals section. Here's a delay. And it sounds pretty good. I do want it to be in stereo. Well, let's get this tone up for the other side, the other tapping part, because there's a harmony that goes with it. And then we'll decide if we want to do like a ping pong delay or something and make it a little bit bigger. But I'll probably send out the reverb and delay to an aux send so we can get that stereo. But let's just see how it sounds like this for the time being. We might want to do something faster too. I'm actually going to kind of leave it at that. I don't know. I kind of dig that. Something I will do is this part is kind of chuggy. So let's just take that DI and put it on that other track that was more chuggy so that we can keep this channel to just be like tapping lead stuff. That way it keeps everything clean. And I'm just going to extend this out a tiny bit. Do some quick edits here. All right, let's see how this sounds. Let me also copy this setting over to the other channel. So what do you guys do for your leads? Do you guys use the exact same guitar tone or as like your rhythms, or do you tend to like rebuild or reconstruct a different tone? Let me know in the chat. I'm really curious. All right, cool. Let's get that delay going, baby. Oh, God, Ian. Cat's out of the bag. Now you guys know I have all these little secrets and you can mess with me. This is not fair. Let's make it a little faster. Yeah, so, all right. I will say one thing, though. So, if you subscribe or like or share this live stream, yeah, that little bottom corner, they call them alerts on Twitch. I brought everything over to Facebook and YouTube just because it's funny. It's your way to mess with me. So basically, you can rickroll me if you share this live stream, or if you like subscribe to my YouTube channel or like this. And if I did it right, you should be able to hear Rick Astley playing. I don't know. It's the first time I've ever done this, but it's pretty entertaining. So if you want to mess with me, why don't you hit that subscribe button? All right. Let me just make this a little bit drier, and then I'm going to do some stereo stuff. I got a really cool trick that I want to show you guys, too, in a second. Just give me 1 second. Let's just make this perfect first. Cool. So let me match this, and then I'm going to show you some cool tricks. So we got that. All right, good enough. And how does it sound together? So oh man, I dropped the ball. Let me put that other track in for you. Just gonna do some quick balancing, but it's sounding cool. I like where it's at right now. Let's just drop this down like 4 dB. Now, okay, let me talk about these sends here. So I have a bunch of crazy sends set up. One of my favorites for tapping stuff is ping pong delays, and then also like I have a delay setting called wide. Let me show you what this looks like. Edit the effect. It's a quarter note on one side and a 16th note on the other. And that's kind of insane, but what ends up happening is it throws and it creates all these weird rhythmic variations, and it makes whatever you're sending through it super big and massive. But you can't make it apparent. Like, it has to be very subtle, okay? So like, because that's like distracting. But you turn this down, like right around here, it's not distracting anymore, and it sounds huge. Like, check it out when I take it away. And then with it in. It's this weird thing, but man, it works so well for like these types of parts, or solos are awesome too. Another thing you can try is like a slapback delay, like a really fast, like da-da kind of delay, with a guitar solo, and it just makes it sound so thick. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. This is something that I've been doing for a long time, and not too many people talk about doing like really crazy differences on sides with delays, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Something else we can try is, this is another trick. I do this for vocals all the time, but we don't have vocals in this track. Ian, I'm looking at you, man. You need to get vocals on this so badly. Like, I can hear all the melodies in my head, but whatever. You got to work with what you got to work with. All right, but check out this using microshift. So this is the Sound Toys plugin. Let me show you. And it's basically like a chorus. I don't know, it just has a cool vibe to it. and it makes things sound super wide. But again, you can like do too much with this really fast, so you want to be subtle with it and listen, and when you hear it, back it up a little bit, and then to the point where you can't really tell it's there, and that's usually like the perfect place to set this. But this is awesome if you just have a center like solo guitar and you want to make it huge. Okay, so here we go. Now you'll be able to hear it. Back it up for you. All right, so check this out. Listen to what it sounds like. Okay, that's like cheesy 80s stuff. Let's go back. We got to make it way quieter. Like that. Like I'm talking subtle, but like it's these subtle things that add up over and over and over that make it sound enormous at the end. So like just adding in that weird little delay thing that's slightly off, you know, with the really slow delay and the really fast one, and then, you know, putting a chorus on top using a micro shift, and it's all these like tiny little steps that at the end of the day add up and it sounds huge. And like doing this tiny thing with putting the STL Will Putney plugin on the group bus so that we can have a stereo reverb, just like a little bit there. You know, it's those subtleties that really make or break a song. When you hear it and you're like instantly in love with it, you know, or you're emotionally connected to it. It's all these things that kind of enhance that. So let's listen to how it sounds when it goes into this tapping part. So I think we can actually bring that up a little bit more. I did not do it justice. You know what? And because we don't have vocals, this is kind of taking that place, so I'm just going to push this up even louder. Let's put it here. Cool. Sounding good so far. We do have some rhythm guitars that I have to throw Will Putney on, but maybe I'll be nice to you guys and I'll use some Tone Forge stuff. Awesome. Tony, thank you so much, man. All right, what do we got for leads? Sir Floofin is asking, are you in need of vocals? I don't know. You should talk to my homie Ian Bell. Ian, if you are here, would you please raise your hand? Announce yourself to Sir Floofin, please. But in all seriousness, I can connect you guys. Maybe. I don't know if Ian's planning on singing on here. I don't know if he has a vocalist in mind. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to collaborate. I mean, musicians love doing this stuff all the time. I would be ecstatic if I could connect you two and you guys made a killer track. And I mean, Ian, man, his music is awesome. And he plays in a lot of bands in the DC area, and he does a lot of session drumming. Like, it blows my mind how talented like one person can be. Like, the last few songs I've mixed have been like independent musicians writing the entire song. You know, like Ian's like bread and butter is drums, but he's more than capable guitar player and bass player and like songwriter in general. Like, this is amazing. So, yeah, man. Okay, cool. So, Ian says, yeah, hit him up, man. Ian, Sir Floofin, I can send you guys some contact information offline. And get you guys hooked up. That'd be cool. I would love to like check that out. Maybe we could do another one of these and I could bring the vocals in and we can see what it sounds like. So that's awesome. This is cool. Making friends. I love it. Oopsie. DC Brau beer. Get yours today. So we also have clean guitars down here. So that's going to be interesting. We'll reamp those somehow. Oh God, there it is again. I'm telling you, like, these little alerts are ridiculous. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear Rick Astley playing when that little thing pops up? Let me know. Let's get some cool lead tones. And you know what? Just to humor everybody. Oh, great. Because, I mean, like, on my end, it's loud as hell. It's, like, startling how loud. Like, never gonna give you up. Like, it just freaks me out every time. Oh, God, what am I doing? Jason Richardson. All right, if it's, like, not authorized, it's because I just, like, rebuilt my computer. I'm not, like, stealing plugins. All right, cool. Here you go. This one's for Mike, since he loves all these ToneForge plugins. Let's do these. Where's the lead one? Oh, here we go. It's a cool plugin too. This is probably one of my favorite JST plugins, but it doesn't always work. But we're gonna try to make it work. So usually with like leads, I try to make it more mid-rangey. I don't know, man. I'm not digging it right now. Let me make it louder. Maybe I can like trick myself into liking it. I don't know. I don't think it's vibing right. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm curious. I feel like we can do better, right? Right? Can we do better? This is where you guys are gonna start like making fun of me because like my lack of plugins. What am I gonna do? What do I got Will Putney. If you guys heard of this one? I don't know. The thing about this is it's got so many different choices, like... I'm kind of feeling this, man. That feels right. Like the tones, like it's matching there. You know what I mean? This one's also like a close second. All right, so one. Okay, now that I'm decided, I'm going with this one. Amp 3. What is this amp? I'm dumb and like haven't played guitar in a minute, and I don't even recognize what amp this is. Like this looks like a Bogner or something. That's a 5150, but what is this one? Anybody know? Let me know. Yeah, I'm definitely choosing this one. This one sounds awesome to me. Let's get the pedals going. So because this is a lead, it's center, right? Right? You see where I'm going with this? That means I can use my sweet reverb. It's just so beautiful. All right, let's not make it super loud. All right, cool. Let's check this out. Sorry, Mike. Toneforge lost the battle. There we go. Thank you, Voice of the Soul Studio. So he says that this is a Mesa Boogie TC100. Well, no wonder I like it for this style of music, because this is like what everybody used in these bands. That's why I like clicked. Oh, look at this, guys. I'm a total dummy. Mono. Remember when I thought I was like that reverb was in stereo? Nope, I was wrong. Now it is. Let me see if it sounds better now. Now that I'm not an idiot. Oh my god, it's so much better. We gotta go back. I might have screwed these ones up too. Nope, I didn't. Those are in stereo. Okay, I was gonna say I swore I heard it on the other side. God damn it. This Rick Astley thing. Almost messed that up. You know there's too much though on this track? 4K. I did do this to myself, man. Like, I was dying laughing when I thought of this idea, and then in like everything, and then I just got so sad. Let's take a little bit of the sizzle out. We might not want to take too much out, because that's kind of where we get that the difference. Greg Fender, what up? Mattio, hey homie. Man, we got a party in here now. Yeah, Matt, thanks for rickrolling me, homie. Thanks a lot. Working and lurking. Man. So I do want to give a shout out to my homie Matt. So he's a big Twitch dude. If you like watching NES games just get smoked, like he beat games that I thought were impossible, go check him out on Twitch. He plays. You still play all the time, right, Matt? Oh, there we go. See, he's got it. He's got it. Yeah, follow him, man. He's a riot. Kyle, what's up, man? And I want to give a shout out to Kyle too. Also, by the way, before I fix these leads, Kyle, I don't think has ever missed a live stream for some reason. I don't understand how he must get like, he just is always there. You're always available, Kyle. I don't understand. But thank you, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me every time. It means a lot. All right, so actually 2.5K is what's kind of sucking for this. Dude, Matt's always trying to come up on video games, Tony. I'm just saying, you're trying to make some money. I sold him like $500 of my video games. All right, so I like what this has done to the guitar tone, but now it's kind of dark. So here's a cool trick I want to show you guys. So when you get rid of all these nasties, here, let me solo this so you guys can hear this. All right, let me also clean up. There's going to be a lot of resonance. I hear it. That. Kill that. Kill all of it. And so it's definitely smoother on your ears, but it's kind of fading off into the darkness. Like, we don't really hear it. So you can do like a bell, and you just make it super wide and center it right over where you made that sharp cut. And so you get these little lobes on each side here. this brightens everything up in a really clean way that doesn't sound bad. It's kind of cool. So check this out. Let me put this at 0, and then I'll dial it up, and you'll hear how it brightens everything up, but it doesn't get irritating. Like, this is another... I don't tell anybody about this one, but I spilled the beans today. Sounding cool. We just need a little bit more epic delay and a little bit of this micro shift on here, and this is going to be sick. And let's do ping pong, because I'm a nerd like that. 2 delays and a chorus. Timeout. Andrew Wade does this? All right, that's it. All right, there it is. Guitars, we can hear it. We don't need to have it so damn loud anymore. Let's lower this back down. Hey, man, like, that's my EQ trick, bro. I love, like, the elitists, you know, like, oh, I can't tell anybody my secrets, you know, because I'm the only one that's ever thought of that before. Garbage. A lot of people think of things. But that's really cool. That means that him and I like the same guitar tone. And that actually kind of makes sense, because I like a lot of the music he makes, you know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff I hear, you know, I'm trying to, like, model that in my head, and what do you know? Like, we have the same strategies. That's kind of cool. Okay, so some of these notes are jumping out, so we just got to pin them down. It's hard to say. So normally I'll use like a limiter, or sometimes I use a clipper. They basically do the same thing. The clipper is nice because it's gonna keep it aggressive sounding, like you're gonna get a lot of like pick attack, whereas the limiter is just slightly softer sounding to me, but you get more distortion with the clipper. But because these are distorted leads, like, you're not gonna tell. It's not gonna tell. So I'll probably end up using a clipper. We'll just, you know what? Let's give Joey another chance here. He'll put his clipper on, which is actually nice because it's so simple. It's just easy to turn this knob and be like, all right, that sounded cool. So, if we want a part to jump out, this is like the last point I'm going to make. I'm just going to finish these stupid guitars because I'm just long-winded today. Once you have like the right amount of clipping or limiting so that none of the individual notes are like popping out and you can hear everything consistently, automation, I think, at this point is your friend, okay? So, you know, depending on how you want this to feel, maybe you don't want it to just jump out and be really loud, or maybe you want to build, you know, some suspense by making it like creep up in volume with the leads, like as the song is progressing. Use automation for that. Use the volume automation. There's nothing wrong with that. All your volume should not be horizontal lines, okay? You want the song to be a dynamic. And because we don't have like a lot of vocal melodies, this is something that we probably are going to want to use a lot on this track, just to kind of ease the listener into like this new melody, and then build some suspense, and then we can like ease it down before like a big buildup or something. So I just wanted to mention that. So I like how this sounds. It's not getting distorted. We hear the notes, and now it's all about volume automation, in my opinion. So like right here where it jumps up to those high notes, that's a cool part. So let's like accent that. So where is that? Right here. So let's bring this up, bump it up. Okay, that's like, all right, that's too much. I admit I screwed that up. But like, you know, like a dB and a half, 2 dB, something like that. Just so that it jumps out, because we're about to transition, right? Yeah, we're transitioning is this part where it's building. And maybe that was still too much. So, you know, it's your mileage may vary, okay? But like, I think it's really important that you go off of feeling. Like, you know, when you're listening to a song and you're like, man, I wish it was just a little louder. Like, do it. Like, take the time and automate it in. Because it's going to, like, this is what's drawing the emotion from you is this feeling. So enhance that. Hey, Ryan, what's going on, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Cheers to you, homie. Ryan just dropped a single on Spotify. You guys should check it out. It's the track is called Meditative Hades by, is it Spirit and Venom or Venom and Spirit? I'm terrible, friend. I can't even get the name right of your band. Regardless, you type in Meditative Hades, you're going to get there. But yeah, that's right. You got to see Beer Can, man. Too much. All right, so Venom and Spirit. Check that out. It's sick, man. It reminds me, like, Between the Buried and Me. The song takes you on a journey. I was talking about how I don't understand how certain people can be so talented. Ryan is one of those dudes that can write an entire song by himself, and I can't even play guitar as well as him, and he managed to program like sick drums and do vocals and bass. Like, it's incredible. Check it out. Yeah. Sounding sick. All right, let's copy and paste it to this other lead, and then let's get to the clean guitars because I want to see what kind of tones we can get. Cleans are always tricky with amp sims. So there you go. There's a question for you guys. What do you do about clean leads when you have them? Do you guys have like a go-to amp sim? Because I've never ever preferred an amp sim for a clean tone over an actual guitar amp clean tone ever. And but distortion's a different story. Like, I really like how this sounds, and a lot of times if I'm like a guitar cab, it might sound like garbage. Oh, hell yeah. You know what I'm going to do, though? This is what I'm going to do. We're going to make this stereo. This might sound terrible, so, like, just go easy on me, okay? But I think if we got this wide so it sounded like it was doubled up, it would sound really cool. Ian, this is something I would, if I was, like, producing you, I would ask you to do this lead again, and we would do it left and right together. With that mono main lead here. And I think it would build and feel way bigger if you doubled this up. That's why I'm trying to fake it with this plugin. But it's clipping, so I gotta turn it down. Actually, I gotta turn this down. I don't know if that's really getting the effect I want. It kind of just sounds chorusy. Let me try another one. There's a few other ones. So Cubase has a built-in one called Stereo Enhancer, and you can do a bunch of bogus things with it. That doesn't sound like there's two of them at all. All right, here's another one. This is a vocal plugin. I'm going to save this, actually, because in one of my past lives, this plugin would crash my session every time I loaded it. So like I have like PTSD from this plugin. Oh, thank God. This might work. Let's see how this sounds in the mix. I like that. That's going to do it for me. And then let's do a ping pong delay left and right, just to make it a little bit more noticeable. And then I'm going to do this. So this is parallel saturation, this devil lock. Let me show you what this looks like. This is a Sound Toys thing. Where is that? See if I can find it. So I'll be feeding it. It's just going to kind of compress it and grind it up a little bit for me. But sometimes it'll get too mid-rangey, so we'll see if we like it or not. It's getting, man, it's starting to sound too fake for me, in my opinion. Let me turn this. Oh, man. I can't really adjust too much here. Again, this is made for vocals, but whatever. See how terrible this sounds. Ugh. Oh, man, I don't know what to do. Let's just, okay, we'll just get rid of this micro shift, and then we'll leave the delay, and then we'll leave that little wacky vocal doodad on there and go from there. All right, so Ryan says he likes the Mercurial Euphoria plugin. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. So I think this one is a little bit too grindy. Oops. I'm just going to roll off some more stuff. For this lead, it's just a little too chimey or something. I don't know what it is. Man, that's terrifying. Every time. Hey, Cato, what's up? Welcome. So, are you new? I haven't seen your name around here yet. Welcome. Good to have you. All right, let's just hop into this because we're running out of time again. We got some synths and we got some pads. Oh, what up, Stereo Hanger? Good to see you, man. I'm not going to say your real name just in case you need to be on that DL. But good to see you, man. We got the whole crew in here tonight. So we got violins. Check this out. I'm a sucker for when you have violins in a track. I love the enhancing the airiness. It's like a pop vocal for me. So I'll literally come in here and just throw like 13, 15 dB right up here. Like check that out. Like you hear what it's doing to the air? Like it just I feel like you hear the bow, like the bow against the strings. It's, man, I love doing like just crazy big shelves up here. So Volley's here, guys. That's Stereo Hanger. All right. So Kat says, New to stream, welcome. Where are you from? What part are you in the US? Oh, awesome, man. That's so cool. Yeah, Stereo Hanger is amazing, dude. I know him pretty well. He's got to come visit me in DC though. All right. Also, by adding all that air, it cuts above the guitars now. And I'm a big person to mix things visually, and so now what it did was the violins were kind of eye level, and by adding all the top end, it kind of raised them up just above the guitars. When I close my eyes and like hear it. So it's like there's a band on a stage and then the orchestra is behind them. Is kind of what I'm going for. So also with strings and pads, automation is king. Like this is like, I mean, there's a reason why people always use violins in movies and things, because it can like draw out so much emotion. So I love it when, let me get my volume out. Just slowly ride those, like as the violins are going, like keep riding them up in volume. It just makes that part build so much better. Like check this out. But now, Ian, we need to like, this is like so intense. We got to like figure out how to build this next part up. So we're going to have to do some like 2-bus automation on the volume, I think, to keep the vibe feeling right. All right, so let's check out this pad. So Kat says she wanted to play violin when she was a kid, but her parents couldn't afford it, so she did soccer. Man, that's the story of like everyone, like that same thing. I'm not one to run around and chase a soccer ball, like, but my parents are like, yeah, go play soccer. You're good. You got it. Beer cam. All right, let's check out this pad. Oh, this is cool. This is dying for a ping pong delay on it, like screaming for one. So let's do it. H delay is my jam. Let's do quarter note. That way it'll bounce rhythmically with it. And then I always get rid of all the high energy from it because I don't want the delays to be noticeable. I want them just to like fill and give space. And then I don't want a lot of like the low bass frequencies in there because it kind of sounds, it'll just get muddy really fast. So I usually always cut off like 250 and below, and like I'm at 1.8K and just roll off all the top end and that stuff. There we go. And I like this lo-fi thing. It makes like the repeats kind of change and get more gritty, if that makes sense. All right, and with pads, like, well, I do like the transient on there. I want it louder. And I don't know if compressing it is the right move, so I'm just going to raise the volume. See right here, Ian, is where you have like your screamer come out and like start screaming, because that'll fill like that missing energy for this song. All right, so then this needs to be automated down because we were like huge and now we have to go soft. If we don't have contrast, you'll never have big without loud and soft, or big and small. kind of weird, but yeah, you have to have, in order for something to be big, you have to have something else be small. It sounds kind of like, oh yeah, no, duh, but like, you'd be surprised how many times people forget about that. And we're just gonna rinse and repeat that here. They know it's gonna need it. My heart. Oh, I love that thing though. It's so good. I'm having second thoughts about this thing. But you see how, like, so here's the problem. All right, now I'm ranting. Now you got me all worked up, Ian. Here's the issue with this part. So, this is a cool lead. Okay, hold up. I ruined the sound of this lead. Let me fix that for you. There you go. Now, that's a cool lead, okay? Yeah. Yeah, Volley. I had this ridiculous idea last week, and I was playing with it, and I couldn't help it. And the funny thing is like, if you share the channel, the alert will go for like 8 seconds long. It plays like a double back-to-back loop of the Rick Astley song. And the second half of the alert, the hair whips are in time with the song. And then, yeah, it's really funny. So if you go on Facebook and share the live stream, it'll do it. But it's pretty funny. Okay, so sorry. Back to my rant. Okay. This is a cool lead, okay? Then you have this lead, which is a cool lead. So the issue we have is what goes in front of the other. There's really not a good solution. Oh my God. What have you done, Ryan? Oh, that's so good. All right. So anyways, all right. So you have this really cool lead, right? And then you have this awesome lead, and you don't know what one should be the headliner. So you're stuck. Like, you're never going to hear one over the other because you have to sacrifice one so that you get the lead through. But like what I was saying is something I like to do sometimes is you can kind of get away with it if you have something that's cool in the middle and then you pan 2 copies of the same thing on the sides because your ears will pick up the sides and visually it moves it outside of where the lead is in the middle. So you can hear the cool stuff on the sides, but then the focus is still on whatever's panned in the middle. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this top lead still would be like the main focus, so that should be center. And then if we had another take of this, we could do left and right, keep it really dry so that we don't have stuff bleeding into the center channel. Then you get the separation visually when you're listening to the music. And as long as it's not too loud, you'll be able to hear everything. And it's all going to go together and work. So that's my takeaway for the today. Keith says, left and right, main lead 50% lighter. Lead 80 left. I don't know what that means. Keith, left, main lead 50%. I don't know what the 80 left is. Like 80% left? I might have made a mistake. I think we cut too much crap out of this. All right, we need to dry one of these out. It's like chaos, kind of, right? I'm just feeling like anxious, kind of listening to this. If that makes any sense. Like, let's try it out. All right, so this tapping lead is too loud. Is the first problem that we will solve. Hey, good morning, Carlos. Welcome to the show, man. So this would also be a cool case where we can kind of fade this second lead up, just to kind of build it. That way, you know, by the time this repeats itself, we're kind of like tired of it. And I probably should have changed it to this so you guys could have seen what was going on. My bad. So I put a volume automation on this second lead. All right. That I think we can make work. Oh, maybe I screwed that up. This one needs to be louder still. This one that I like right here needs to come up. So let's just bump this up, automate it. And this is all the nitty-gritty details that nobody likes to talk about. Like, this is the stuff that people hate doing, but this is what makes the song. Like, it's these details. Oh, we got those strings back. Cool. Yeah. And then I gotta find a good clean amp sim for this part. I don't think they exist, but whatever. Oh, and then we got these look like stereo leads. Oh, that synth is sick. I love this. Put that micro shift on this. So we definitely have to fade this up. So here, this goes back to automation, but I put all that was on the wrong lane. This synth, we have to, this is the end of the song, man. Like, it builds to this point, right? This break. So let's set this a little bit louder and then do a volume ride up. That's way too much. But let's have it like 6 dB. And then we'll do the same with this piano. Actually, we'll do the opposite. All right, so check this. It seems like counterintuitive, right? But we want it to hit. And then if we have everything increasing, it's going to get to a point where there's too much crap in the way. So by having like the piano loud first and then dying down towards the end, having the synth be a little bit lower and then increasing, it keeps the listener engaged and it doesn't muddy things up, right? I like the piano being first because it's more transient heavy. It's more percussive for this part. And then we can have it jump right back up for this outro part after everything cuts out, which I think is important. So now we have this like contrast. Yup, Ian's got those sick lead guitars in there that I need to reamp. Yep, see how jumping that up at the end saves it? And then good call with those violins, man. Little loud though. And let's have them like slowly fade out. Dope, man. Man, I would sit here and mix this all night, but I gotta cut it off. Dude, this is super fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This happens every single week on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come back. I'm going to get a new song on here. I'm thinking about doing some like partial interviews and we'll check out music from artists. So if that's something you think would be cool, let me know in the comments. And if you think other people like this, tell them, hit the share button. Let people know that I exist because I think it's pretty cool. I was just having a moment, and then we get that Rickroll. I love it though. I love it. But yeah, this is a cool thing. I wish when I first started mixing, I had the opportunity to sit and watch somebody mix, and just give examples as they're going through, on off the cuff, oh, this is cool. Let's try this, If you do a lot of mixing yourself, check out, I have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Raytown Productions. There should be a link somewhere on one of these platforms. You can check it out. If you think it's useful, hit that subscribe button. It helps me. And other than that, Facebook group on Facebook, which I think is obvious. I have a group on Facebook called the Home Studio Fast Track. So there's a lot of these people in the chat tonight are in that group. It's a fun community. You should definitely join. We definitely very supportive because it can be hard sometimes as a musician trying to make it out there, especially with these kind of weird times. But if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. It's called Home Studio Fast Track. It's on Facebook. And I really, really hope you guys have an awesome rest of your evening or morning because Carlos is kicking it and it's probably 7 a.m. And come back next week. It means a lot. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night, morning, weekend, upcoming weekend, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.